Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All praises be to our Lord, the cherisher, nourisher, and sustainer of entire universe. The most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the right path, the path of those whom you bestowed your mercy, and not those who earned your anger and went astray. Amen. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. I greet you all with this universal greeting of peace, love, brotherhood, passion. The Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which we recite at the beginning of each surah, at the beginning of each prayer, is the key to the treasures of Allah, is the key to open the doors of mercy of Allah, is the beginning of the book. And these 7 verses which I read at every session, beginning of every session, actually is the prayer of Muslims, that they must do it minimum 17 times per day, before the sunrise, at noontime, mid-afternoon, right at sunset, and before they go to bed. Asking for hidayah, or for guidance. The entire salat which we have, after praising our Lord and glorifying His creation, we ask only for one thing, not the material thing for which we are given energy, talent, and wisdom to work and search and find, but for guidance, without which we'll be misled, and all our income and gainings are at loss, including and most importantly our life. This is the month of Ramadan, the month of self-purification, and the month which we respect the most. The month that Quran and the guidance was revealed to humanity, not just for Muslims or for Arabs or people in Saudi. This is Hudan Linnas, the guidance for people. A respect of color, race, sex, geographical orientation, or nationalism. None of these are being counted. We be considered, and all considered, a generic or phenotype of human being. I congratulate this month to all those who are fasting and respecting and are in the process of self-correcting. And I pray to Him, to our Lord, Almighty God, to give us, as He has given us, this opportunity. Every year is so beautiful, 1 month out of 12, repeatedly every year. This chance, if we train ourselves for 30 days in a row to think good and act good and behave good, we cannot do otherwise than after. And this is the beautiful of this spiritual camp, a spiritual drill and exercise. With that opening, I take you back to Surah 21, chapter 21, Surah al-Anbiyaa, or the Prophets, and we stopped last time at verse number 52. I respect and recommend you listeners and you viewers, please, if you have the access to the book, please have it, open it. You don't have to know Arabic, just look at the English translation of it and follow along with me. The scenario is where Abraham is confronting his people. First, his father, obviously. Abraham was born from a father who was an idol worshipper and idol maker. And as we know, and we have said many times during program, he became the father of monotheism by very simple observation and attention he was attracted to his Creator, and then he developed and perfected himself as a human to be. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذ قال لأبيه وقومه ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون. Refers to Abraham when he told his father and his people, what are these images that you people are devoted to and bow to, meaning obviously those idols. The answer of those people were, قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. Remember what I said last time? Many of us have not yet reflected how we have chosen the belief which we are believing. As if our faith has become something inherited, as if his religion is something that is coming from one blood and one cell to the other, which is totally wrong. Religion or faith or belief is something that I and you have to believe. You have to choose your own, not because this is what your father did or this is how he believed. And this is what Quran is teaching us. This is what Abraham, father of all this monotheistic religion, taught us. If he was to follow his father, he wasn't Abraham, he was another pagan idol worshipper. And see what a beautiful discussion he has with his father and his people. He says, who are these images? And who are these idols that you people are devoted? Now obviously those days they were those physical statues or shapes which they were following or they were bowing to. Today we may not see those idols, those physical idols. But there are so many idols created in our mind, in our heart, in our thought, which we are unknowingly worshipping without reflecting that this is or these are not our Creator. These are not worth worshipping. This is exactly what Abraham is referring to. Are these pictures, are these images worth worshipping? And they answered, قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين. We found our parents worshipping them or having such a worship. Abraham answers, قال لقد كنتم أنتم وآباؤكم في ضلال مبين. Abraham says, even if you or your parents were in true darkness, they were not guided. قالوا أجئتنا بالحق أم أنت من اللاعبين. They said, have you brought us the truth? Or are you just showing the jest? In other words, you are criticizing us. Do you have the truth? And it's also interesting that pure human heart, pure human mind is searching for the truth. The reason is not because it's so entertained, so occupied, so preoccupied. They haven't left a room and chance and time for us to think about. We are so busy paying our bills, watching the games, watching the news, listening to the quarrel, hearing all these things which is, we are bombarded day and night, that there is no actual time to think of self-belief, self-purpose of living, our destination, the purpose behind our action. Who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I living? Why am I dying? Where am I going? Just enjoy what is joyful and be happy and run fast, see fast, eat fast, everything fast. Not even have time to reflect. All these means and all these facilities are to facilitate our living. What about our life? Many people have and are confusing life with living. Life is beautiful, is splendid. There is no value for life. We should not waste it for any form of living. Those people who know or have got some idea about their lives, then they adjust their living according to their life, not their life according to their living. I hope I said what I want to say. Spending so much to having furnitures and means and monuments in decoration, in glorification, in outlook and outfit. Well, not a little spend about that oneself, that beautiful human being in you, the heart that can love, the hand that can help, the mind that can share. That's what brings peace to the community and to the society. Not security council or I don't know security whatever here and there. We need to be secure and safe and at peace within each and every individual. That anger, hostility, killing and massacre will not exist. The murderers will not be able to establish an army. They do when they keep us at the level of ignorance, when we are not ourselves, we are part of some party. Our mind is being so clouded, and our life is being decided by others. And that's what prophets came. The first thing they said, be conscious of yourself. أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ? Worship only your God. اعبدوا الله. And be conscious of Him. وَاتَّقُوهُ. And follow our pattern. وَأَطِيعُونَ. And these three words was the core of message of all the prophets, as being mentioned in the book. قَالُوا أَجِئْتَنَا بِالْحَقِّ أَمْ أَنْتَ مِنَ اللَّاعِبِينَ? Have you brought the truth or are you playing with us? قَالَ بَلْ رَبُّكُمْ رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ الَّذِي فَطَرَهُنَّ وَأَنَا عَلَى ذَلِكُمْ مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ. So beautiful. He says, no, your Lord is the one who created heavens and earth, and you being a part and particle of this whole existence. Now this is the man who was talking thousands of years ago, is a homeless, poor, in the desert, traveling from one area, one country to the other, Abraham. He hasn't attended any kindergarten, no education, no university. He's trained in the University of Universe. That's actually how this word university, I believe, found its root, to study the universe. And they studied with the means, the best mean they had in their possession. And that was their mind, their wisdom, their vision, not just their eyes and their ears, their seeing and their hearing, their touching and reflecting. He is Rabbu Samawat wal Ars. He is the one who created heavens and earth and caused them to exist from nothing. وَأَنَا عَلَى ذَلِكُمْ مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ. And I am a witness to this truth. وَتَاللَّهَ لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَنْ تَوَلُّوا مُدْبِرِينَ. And now he takes oath to Allah that I will take care of your idols when you leave town. In other words, he has a plan. And we'll see the beautiful plan and the play he plays. And Abraham's play, which is actually Hajj, and every Muslim is and must once in his or her life do what Abraham and his wife Hajar did. That's a must, that's a fariza they call. That's an ibadah among ibadat for Muslims. Once in life, a Muslim has to act in the theater of Abraham, which is Hajj, like what he did, or what Hajara did, what she did. Here he takes oath that لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَنْ تُوَلُّوا مُدْبِرِينَ. I will take care of your idols when you turn your back. In other words, when you leave the area, I know what to do with them. And what did he do? What did he do? فَجَعَلَهُمْ جُزَازًا إِلَّا كَبِيرًا إِلَّا كَبِيرًا لَهُمْ لَعَلَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ يَرْجِعُونَ. What he did, he went and killed, destroyed, obviously they were wooden or pieces of stone. He destroyed them all, but he did not with the largest, with the biggest, with the master, so-called the king of them. So that when they come, he had a purpose, he had a plan, he had a project. What a beautiful project. So when they came and saw what happened, قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا إنه لمن الظالمين. من فعل هذا بآلهتنا إنه لمن الظالمين. They said, whoever has done this to our idols, to our obviously pieces that they were worshipping, they must be among the impiety. In other words, now they are suspecting who may have done it. قالوا سمعنا فتى يذكرهم يقال له إبراهيم. Obviously they knew the attitude of Abraham. They have heard there is a young man who has not been in favor of this, and his name is Abraham. قالوا فأتوا به على أعين الناس لعلهم يشهدون. So they said, bring him before and call upon the people to be here and to be witness. How are we going to deal with him? قالوا أنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم. Now they have brought him to the court and they are questioning him. Abraham, tell us, is this you who did this to our idols? He doesn't say yes or no. Look at how beautiful he responds. قال بل فعله كبيرهم هذا. He said maybe or perhaps their biggest did this to them. In other words, he was the one who got angry with the little one. The boss got angry with the people below him, and he took care of them as such. قال بل فعله كبيرهم هذا. Perhaps this is an action of the biggest, of the largest. فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون. Say, ask them if they can talk. See, he doesn't argue. He is so, I can't really describe, he's so objective in his plan, in his opinion. He's so well educated. This is why Quran calls him Rashid, grown, perfected. فَارْجَعُوا إِلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ فَقَالُوا إِنَّكُمْ أَنْتُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. These people turn into themselves, actually pausing a bit. Maybe they caught the fact that this idol is not talking. What is he talking about? How can he say if he did it or not? And this was exactly the point Abraham was trying to make. As we see here, he will ask them, ثُمَّ نَكُسُوا عَلَىٰ رُؤُوسِهِمْ لَقَدْ أَلَمَتْ مَا هَؤُلَاءِ يَنْطِقُونَ. So then they break their head. That means they put their head down. And they knew that those idols are not going to talk. So now Abraham is speaking again. قالوا أفتعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم. In another section of Quran, the same scenario is being given When Abraham says, how are you worshipping things which is not even able to talk to you? They are not even able to defend themselves if somebody came to destroy them. If these are the power of the power, if these are your Lord, then how can they were unable to defend themselves? Why can't they talk and they say who hurt them? Why the king cannot talk? قال فتعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم. He said, do you people are worshipping things which have no benefit and does no harm to you? In other words, it has no effect in your life. Believing in Creator, believing in Allah, is to find a self-direction for us as a human being, to act accordingly, to look for His passion, satisfaction, mercy, reward, and whatever. What are these pieces of stones and woods which you're respecting as being your Lord? أُفٍّ لَكُمْ وَلَمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Fire upon you. Obviously, a word of sorry, of in Arabic, is not F word. Fire upon you and upon the things that you worship besides Allah. He feels sorry. I'm sorry I said fire is fire. Of lakum. أُفٍّ لَكُمْ وَلَمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Those under gods which you worship, the things beside God you worship. Now this is not Abraham's discussion with those idol worshippers. If he was alive today, as he is always, should ask us the same thing. Are we worshipping the president or vice president? Are we worshipping the master? Are we worshipping those who act like Godfather for us? Are these Godfathers replacing our gods? Do we see the idols which we all, I hope not, have somehow in some shape, in some corner of our mind or our heart? Can we do an Abrahamian action as followers of Abraham, being a Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, you name it, to be brave enough to break those and worship that merciful Lord, the one Creator who created this entire world in harmony, mercy, beauty, peace? Have we not changed this merciful heaven to a hellfire in this world? Now what the hell, or what type of hell is it expected for hereafter to come? These are only the consequences of our action here. And who knows what shape is going to be there. قالوا حرقوه وانصروا آلهتكم إن كنتم فاعلين. Always arrogance supersede when one does not want to be guided. When the truth is rejected, arrogance is replaced. Though he has given his logic and explained to them so clearly and proved to them so objectively, but when the mind is blind, what is the use of seeing eyes? When the mind is blind, what is the use for having eyes? They said, put him into fire, burn him into fire, and help you, Lord, if you want to do something. In other words, the angry people who they have lost their idols, they want now to burn Abraham and burn him in fire. قلنا يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على Ibrahim. It's so beautiful. Now Allah says, we said to fire, قلنا, we said, يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على Ibrahim. O fire, be cool to Abraham. Obviously Abraham is not afraid. God is going to protect him, because he was saying those for the cause of Allah, for the cause of his Lord. He wasn't serving his selfishness. So Allah must, and as we see, did protect him from fire. So we said to the fire to be cool, and we greeted Abraham for his act. وَأَرَادُوا بِهِ كَيْدًا فَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْخَاسِرِينَ. And then the plan obviously was against those unbelievers, and they were the one who lost at most. Now, the next story refers to Lot, the other prophet after Abraham. I see I have given time that my time is soon over. I again prefer to postpone that discussion for next session, inshallah. In the last minute we have left, I hope that each and every one of us, irrespective of what faith do we have, no matter how we inherited our faith or how we truly search and believe, let us in the month of Quran, in this month of Ramadan, when Quran was revealed not to Muslims or to Arabs, but for the guidance of humanity, as a mercy, as Quran says, rahmatan lil alameen or hudan lil alameen, a guidance or blessing for what all that exists, not just human being. We as representative of God on earth, Khalifatullah, study the guidance, act accordingly. Inshallah, we will find ourselves in peace, in true peace, love, harmony and beauty. And this is my prayer as always. May God bless you all. See you next week, same program, same time. Good night.